hear the words Liberty One Dime 1976. Their imagination immediately starts racing with dreams of hidden treasure, overnight fortune, and a tiny silver coin that could transform an ordinary life into extraordinary wealth. The idea that a small piece of metal could be worth millions feels like something out of a movie, but coin collecting has always been full of surprises, mysteries, and record-breaking sales that shock the world. First, it is important to understand what the 1976 dime actually is. In 1976, the United States Mint was producing the Roosevelt dime, not a Liberty design. The classic Liberty design most people remember on dimes is the Mercury Dime, officially called the Wing Liberty Head Dime, which was minted from 1916 to 1945. By 1976, that design was long gone, replaced by President Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait. That means a regular 1976 dime is not a rare Liberty silver coin. In fact, most 1976 dimes were made of copper and nickel, not silver. They were struck in huge quantities for everyday circulation, so in normal condition they are worth only face value, just 10 cents. This may sound disappointing, but it is the honest truth collectors must understand before believing claims of instant millions. However, here is where the excitement begins. In coin collecting, value is not just about the year. It is about condition, mint errors, composition, and extreme rarity. If a 1976 dime were accidentally struck on a silver planchet, or it had a dramatic mint error, such as a double strike, off-center strike, or missing clad layer, it could become highly collectible. Rare mint errors can sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on uniqueness and demand. The year 1976 was special in American history because it marked the 200th anniversary of independence. While special bicentennial designs were made for quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, the dime kept its regular Roosevelt design. So there was no special Liberty 1976 dime released for the celebration, which makes claims of a standard 1976 Liberty silver dime being worth millions unrealistic. Now, let's talk about silver. Dimes minted before 1965 in the United States were made of 90% silver. These older silver dimes, including the Mercury and early Roosevelt dimes, carry intrinsic metal value. But by 1976, silver had already been removed from regular circulating dimes for more than a decade. So unless there was an extremely rare mint error, using leftover silver planchets, a 1976 dime would not contain silver. Could such an error exist? In theory, yes. The U.S. Mint has made rare transitional errors in other years when old metal blanks were accidentally used. If a verified 1976 dime struck on a 90% silver planchet were discovered and authenticated by a respected grading service, it could command significant attention in auctions. But even then, reaching millions would require extraordinary circumstances and intense collector competition. The coins that truly reach million-dollar status are usually legendary rarities. For example, the famous 1894 S. Barber dime is one of the rarest dimes ever made, with only a tiny number known to exist. That coin has sold for well over $1 million because of its extreme scarcity and historical importance. This shows that million-dollar dimes do exist, but they are exceptionally rare and well documented. If someone claims their 1976 Liberty dime will make them a billionaire overnight, caution is necessary. The coin market rewards knowledge, patience, and authenticity, not hype. Many viral stories exaggerate values to attract attention. A collector's true power lies in understanding grading, mint marks, and verified auction records rather than chasing unrealistic dreams. Condition plays a massive role in value. A coin graded mint state with perfect surfaces, sharp details, and nowhere can sell for far more than a circulated example. Professional grading companies authenticate coins, assign condition scores, and seal them in protective holders. Without proper authentication, even a rare coin cannot achieve top market value. Mint marks also matter. In 1976, dimes were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Proof coins from San Francisco were specially made for collectors and can have mirror-like finishes. While most 1976 proof dimes are not worth huge sums, pristine examples or unusual varieties may sell for modest premiums. The dream of finding treasure in pocket change keeps the hobby alive. Every collector secretly hopes to discover an overlooked rarity. And while a typical 1976 dime will not change your life financially, searching through coins can still be exciting, educational, and sometimes surprisingly rewarding. It is also important to protect yourself from scams. If someone promises millions for a common coin, verify the claim through reputable coin dealers or auction houses. Real high-value coins come with paperwork, certification numbers, and documented sales history. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history. Each dime tells a story of the era in which it was minted. A 1976 dime represents America's bicentennial spirit, economic conditions of the 1970s, and a continuation of the Roosevelt legacy in U.S. coinage. If you truly want a Liberty dime with strong value potential, focus on earlier series like the Mercury dimes, especially key dates in high grade. These have established demand among collectors and a clear historical identity tied to Liberty imagery. While becoming a billionaire overnight from a 1976 dime is extremely unlikely, building knowledge in numismatics can create long-term financial opportunity. Smart collectors study trends, preserve coins carefully and by quality over quantity. The power of a coin is not in exaggerated promises, but in verified rarity. A genuine, authenticated mint error or historic rarity can indeed sell for astonishing sums. But such cases are rare exceptions, not the rule. So if you own a 1976 dime, examine it carefully. Check its weight. Look for unusual features, and consider professional grading if something seems truly different. But approach the process with realistic expectations. The real fortune in coin collecting often comes from patience, research, and passion, not from hype. A single small coin may not make you a billionaire overnight, but the knowledge you gain and the treasures you uncover along the way can be incredibly valuable. In the end, the 1976 dime is more a symbol of curiosity and hope than a guaranteed jackpot. And sometimes, the thrill of the hunt is worth more than the coin itself. When people hear the words Liberty One Dime, their imagination instantly fills with images of hidden treasure, secret vaults, and life-changing discoveries. The idea that a simple 1975 dime could transform an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight is the kind of story that spreads like wildfire. But before dreams run too far, it's important to understand the real history behind the 1975 Liberty dime and what truly makes a coin valuable. In 1975, the United States Mint was producing the familiar Roosevelt dime, not a Liberty design dime. The obverse of the coin featured President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that had been in use since 1946. So when someone refers to a 1975 Liberty dime, they're usually talking about Roosevelt dime because the word Liberty still appears on the coin as part of the national motto and design tradition. One very important truth must be said clearly. Regular 1975 dimes are not made of silver. By that time, standard circulation dimes were composed of a copper core with nickel outer layer. The era of 90% silver dimes ended in 1964. So if you are holding a normal 1975 dime from your pocket change, it does not contain silver and is generally worth only face value, unless it is in exceptional condition. However, the year 1975 does have one legendary story attached to it. There is an extremely rare 1975 dime that was accidentally struck without the S mint mark on a proof coin. Proof coins are specially made for collectors with mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. These coins were struck in San Francisco, which normally used the S mint mark. A tiny number of 1,975 proof dimes were mistakenly released without the S mint mark. This error created one of the most famous modern rarities in American coin collecting. Because so few exist, collectors are willing to pay astonishing prices for an authenticated example in perfect proof condition. One of these rare 1975 NOS proof dimes has sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. That kind of sale price fuels dramatic headlines and bold claims that the coin is worth millions. While it is true that this specific era coin can be extremely valuable, it is not a common circulation coin found in everyday pocket change. The difference between a regular 1975 dime and the rare NOS proof version is massive. The proof coin has a mirror-like background, frosted design details, and was originally sold in a proof set to collectors. It was never meant to circulate in stores or vending machines. If someone claims their worn, circulated 1975 dime is worth millions, that is almost certainly not accurate. Condition plays a powerful role in coin value. Even a rare coin must be authenticated and graded by professional services before commanding a huge price. A scratched, cleaned, or damaged coin can lose much of its potential value. Serious collectors rely on certification to confirm authenticity and grade. The dream of becoming a billionaire overnight from a single dime is exciting, but realistic expectations are important. Only a few known examples of the 1975 NOS proof dime exist. Because of that extreme rarity, it is considered a modern treasure in U.S. numismatics, but it is not something most people will randomly discover in loose change. It's also important to understand how coin markets work. Prices depend on demand, rarity, historical significance, and condition. When two or more collectors compete for a rare coin at auction, the price can climb dramatically. That competitive energy is what pushes certain coins into six-figure territory. The word liberty itself carries emotional power. For decades, earlier dimes like the Mercury Dime feature a symbolic liberty design rather than president. But by 1975, the design featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt had already been established for nearly 30 years, honoring his leadership and legacy. Many online rumors exaggerate coin values to attract attention. They often suggest that ordinary coins are secretly worth millions. While rare errors and unique pieces can indeed sell for very high prices, these cases are exceptions, not the rule. Knowledge protects collectors from unrealistic expectations. If you truly believe you have a rare 1975 proof dime without the S Mint mark, the smartest step is professional authentication. Reputable coin grading companies can examine the coin under magnification and confirm whether it matches the known rare variety. Without certification, buyers will be extremely cautious. The excitement surrounding rare coins is understandable. Coins are small pieces of history that pass through countless hands. The idea that one tiny metal disc could hold enormous value captures the imagination. But separating myth from reality is essential in the world of collecting. A standard 1975 Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is usually worth 10 cents. An uncirculated example, in pristine condition, might bring a small premium from collectors, but it would not approach life-changing money unless it is the extremely rare proof error. Stories claiming that any 1975 Liberty dime can instantly change your fortune are misleading. Only the specific NOS proof variety has achieved extraordinary auction results. Even then, values fluctuate depending on market demand and overall economic conditions. Serious coin collectors spend years studying mint marks, die varieties, strike quality, and preservation. They understand that true rarities are documented, researched, and widely known within the numismatic community. Sudden viral claims often lack that foundation. If your goal is to search for valuable coins, focus on learning about genuine rarities, understanding mint errors, and studying grading standards. Knowledge is far more powerful than hype. The more you learn, the better you can recognize something truly special. It is also wise not to rush into selling any potentially valuable coin without research. If you ever believe you've discovered a rare variety, consult experts, compare certified auction results, and avoid quick offers that seem too good to be true. In the end, the 1975 dime story is a mix of reality and exaggeration. Yes, there exists an extraordinarily rare proof error that is sold for very high prices. No, the average 1975 dime found in circulation is not worth millions. Understanding this balance keeps your collecting journey both exciting and grounded. So before imagining billionaire status overnight, take a closer look at the coin in your hand. Is it a mirror-like proof without an S Mint mark? Is it authenticated? If not, enjoy it as a small but meaningful piece of American history. Sometimes the true value of a coin lies not in millions of dollars, but in the fascinating story it carries. The story of the 1982 Liberty One Dime coin begins with a powerful truth that many collectors don't realize at first glance. When people hear the word Liberty on a dime, they often imagine an old silver treasure hidden in a drawer, waiting to explode in value. But the 1982 dime is actually part of the Roosevelt dime series, a coin that carries the proud image of Franklin D. Roosevelt on its front. It represents American history, resilience, and legacy, but not every 1982 dime is a silver jackpot. By 1982, dimes in the United States were no longer made of silver. The era of 90% silver dimes had already ended in 1964. So the regular 1982 dime is composed of a copper core layered with nickel. That means if you're holding a normal 1982 dime in your hand today, it does not contain precious silver value. Its power lies not in metal, but in condition and rare minting mistakes. However, this is where the excitement begins. In the world of coin collecting, sometimes a small error can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary prize. The most famous and valuable 1982 dime is the 1982 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime. Normally, coins produced in Philadelphia carry a small P mint mark. But in 1982, some dimes were mistakenly released without that P mark. That tiny missing letter created a collecting sensation. Imagine discovering that the small coin in your pocket has a rare minting error. The 1982 no P dime became highly desirable because it was the first time in U.S. history that a Philadelphia circulating coin accidentally missed its mint mark. That historical mistake instantly transformed certain 1982 dimes into valuable collector pieces. But let's be honest and clear. Even a rare 1982 no P dime does not sell for millions of dollars. Its value depends heavily on condition. A well-preserved example graded in mint state condition can sell for hundreds or even a few $1,000s in exceptional cases. That is impressive for a 10-cent coin, but it is not overnight billionaire money. The real power of coin value comes from rarity plus condition plus demand. If a 1982 dime is heavily worn, scratched, or circulated for decades, its value usually remains just 10 cents. But if it is uncirculated, sharply struck, and free of damage, collectors may pay a strong premium. Coin grading plays a huge role in determining the final price. There are stories online that exaggerate coin values into the millions. These stories create excitement, but they often mix myth with reality. A 1982 dime cannot realistically make someone a billionaire overnight. True multi-million-dollar coins are extremely rare historical pieces, often unique specimens from the 1700s or early 1800s. Still, the 1982 no P dime remains one of the most talked about modern era coins. It reminds collectors that even in modern times, mistakes happen at the mint, and when they do, sharp-eyed collectors are rewarded. That sense of possibility keeps the coin hobby alive and thrilling. Another factor that can increase value is professional grading. Coins certified by respected grading companies and sealed in protective holders tend to command higher prices. Authentication adds trust, and trust adds value. Without certification, it can be difficult to convince buyers that your coin is truly rare. If you believe you have a 1982 dime without a mint mark, the first step is careful examination. Use magnification and proper lighting. Make sure the mint mark area is not simply worn away. A genuine no P example will show no trace of the letter at all, not even faint damage. Collectors also look for coins with full bands on the torch design on the reverse side. Strong detail can increase desirability. Even among rare varieties, the best preserved examples are the ones that bring the highest prices. It is important to understand that the word liberty appears on nearly all U.S. dimes. It does not automatically mean the coin is rare or silver. Many beginners confuse the presence of liberty with antique status. In reality, it is a standard inscription symbolizing American freedom. The thrill of searching through pocket change is part of what makes coin collecting so addictive. Every coin carries the possibility of discovery. While most 1982 dimes are common, the dream of finding a rare error keeps collectors checking every detail carefully. Market demand also changes over time. A coin that sells for a few $100s today might rise or fall depending on collector interest. Values are not fixed forever. They are influenced by auctions, population reports, and overall economic trends. If your goal is investment, knowledge is your greatest weapon. Learn about mint marks, compositions, grading scales, and historical context. The more you understand, the less likely you are to fall for unrealistic promises of overnight wealth. True coin wealth usually comes from patience, long-term collecting, and sometimes sheer luck. Most serious collectors build value gradually, not instantly. The 1982 dime is an exciting piece for era collectors, but it should be viewed with realistic expectations. It is also wise to store coins properly. Keep them in protective holders. Avoid touching surfaces with bare fingers, and store them in a dry environment. Condition preservation can mean the difference between 10 cents and hundreds of dollars. Stories about million-dollar dimes create excitement and attract viewers, but serious collectors focus on verified sales and documented rarity. A coin's value must be proven in the marketplace, not just imagined. If you truly want to find coin that can change your financial life, study early American coinage, rare gold issues, and historically significant mint errors. Those are the categories where record-breaking prices are more likely to appear. The 1982 Liberty Dime may not make you a billionaire overnight, but it represents something powerful. The possibility that even small things can carry hidden value. That sense of discovery is what fuels collectors around the world. So before you spend any 1982 dime, take a closer look. Check for the missing mint mark. Examine its condition. Seek professional advice if necessary. While it may not be, the 1958 Liberty Wheat penny begins as a simple 1-cent coin from the United States, but hidden within its copper surface is a history that fascinates collectors around the world. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin that once passed through countless hands in markets and stores. Yet for serious coin collectors, this tiny piece of metal represents a mysterious treasure from the past. The idea that a single penny could someday hold incredible value has made the 1958 wheat penny one of the most talked about coins in the world of collecting. When people hear the name Abraham Lincoln on the front of this coin, they instantly recognize its connection to American history. The famous portrait of Lincoln has been featured on the penny for more than a century, symbolizing freedom, resilience, and leadership. On the reverse side, 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, giving the coin its famous nickname, Wheat Penny. These wheat stalks represent prosperity and growth, making the design feel timeless and meaningful even today. The year 1958 holds a special place in the Wheat Penny series because it was the final year this classic wheat design was produced before a major change in American coinage. After 1958, the design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial style. Because of this historic transition, collectors see the 1958 wheat penny as the last chapter of an iconic era. Many people search through old jars, drawers, and family collections hoping to discover this coin and uncover its hidden value. Most 1958 Lincoln wheat penny coins were produced in large numbers at the United States Mint, mainly at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark. These coins circulated widely, and millions were used in everyday transactions. Because they were so common at the time, people never imagined that some examples would later become highly collectible. Over the decades, many of these pennies were lost, damaged, or melted, leaving fewer high-quality examples available for collectors today. However, what truly excites collectors is the extremely rare variation known as the 1958 double-die obverse wheat penny. This rare error happened during the minting process, when the design was accidentally struck twice slightly out of alignment. The result is a dramatic doubling effect on the letters and numbers on the coin. Words like liberty and in God we trust appear clearly doubled, creating a visual effect that experts can immediately recognize. Only a very small number of these rare double-die coins are believed to exist, which is why they have reached astonishing prices in auctions. In the world of coin collecting, rarity combined with historical importance can transform a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. Stories circulate about collectors paying enormous sums just to add one of these legendary coins to their collections. The excitement surrounding this coin has created a treasure hunt feeling among collectors. Many people carefully inspect every old penny they find, hoping to spot the rare doubling that could turn a simple coin into a valuable artifact. The possibility that such a tiny object could hold extraordinary value makes the search thrilling and unforgettable. Condition also plays a huge role in determining how valuable a coin can become. A coin that has been preserved in nearly perfect condition for decades can be worth far more than one that has been heavily worn. Coins that still display sharp details, clean surfaces, and minimal scratches often attract the most attention at auctions and collector events. Another reason this coin captures so much interest is its connection to the golden era of American coin design. The wheat penny series ran from 1909 until 1958 and became one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced in the United States. Because 1958 marks the final year of that historic design, collectors see it as the closing page of a long and fascinating story. Over time, collectors around the world, from the United States to Asia, and even in places like Pakistan, have developed a deep fascination with these coins. The idea that an ordinary-looking penny might hold extraordinary rarity has inspired people to examine old collections more carefully than ever before. Despite the excitement, experts always remind collectors that not every 1958 penny is extremely valuable. Many of them are still common and worth only a small premium over face value. The real treasures are the rare varieties and perfectly preserved examples that stand out among millions of ordinary coins. For collectors, discovering a rare coin like this can feel like uncovering a piece of hidden history. Each coin carries stories of the time when it was minted, of the economy, the people who used it, and the journey it has taken over decades. Holding such a coin is like holding a small fragment of the past. The mystery, rarity, and history surrounding the 1958 wheat penny continue to inspire collectors and treasure hunters everywhere. Even today, people carefully search through old coin collections hoping to find one of these remarkable pieces. The dream of discovering something extraordinary in the most unexpected place keeps the excitement alive. In the end, the legend of the 1958 wheat penny proves that even the smallest objects can hold incredible stories and surprising value. A single coin, once used for everyday purchases, can become a prized collectible admired by enthusiasts across the world. For many collectors, the thrill is not just about the money. It is about the adventure of discovering a hidden treasure from history. The 1940 Liberty wheat penny is not just a coin. It is a shimmering piece of history, a small circle of copper that holds within the echoes of a world on the brink of monumental change. In the hands of collectors, it is far more than a simple 1-cent coin. It is a treasure with the power to transform ordinary fortunes into unimaginable wealth. Imagine holding a coin that, in today's market, could elevate an ordinary person to the rarefied ranks of billionaires. This is not hyperbole. This is the awe-inspiring reality of the 1940 Liberty wheat penny, especially those minted at the Philadelphia P and San Francisco S mints. The coin's design is instantly recognizable and eternally classic. The obverse side bears the iconic profile of Lady Liberty, her hair flowing in delicate waves, a symbol of freedom and hope at a time when the world was shadowed by the tremors of global conflict. The reverse side presents the wheat stalks, tender and elegant, standing tall and proud, a representation of prosperity and abundance in a nation that thrived on hard work and perseverance. This combination of artistry and symbolism makes the coin more than currency. It transforms into a work of art that collectors and historians alike cherish. In 1940, the United States was navigating uncertain economic and political waters. The Great Depression had left scars on the economy, yet the spirit of America was unbroken. Every penny minted during this period carries with a story of resilience and determination. The Liberty wheat penny, with its modest face value of 1 cent, is now a golden ticket into the world of rare coin collecting, a realm where history, beauty, and financial fortune intersect in the most extraordinary ways. What makes the 1940 P and S mint versions particularly extraordinary is their rarity and condition. Coins from these mints, surviving the wear and tear of everyday circulation, are astonishingly scarce. Many have long disappeared into pockets, piggy banks, and drawers, leaving only a fraction in excellent, near-perfect condition. It is these rare survivors that command staggering prices at auctions and in private sales, often reaching into millions of dollars for the most pristine specimens. Owning such a coin is akin to possessing a fragment of history that could literally alter your financial destiny overnight. Collectors often speak of the 1940 Liberty wheat penny in hushed tones, almost reverently. They describe the thrill of discovering one in near-mint condition, a coin whose copper luster has resisted the passage of time, reflecting the light as though it were freshly minted. The excitement is palpable, For this coin is a reminder that sometimes the smallest objects can hold the greatest power. Each curve of Liberty's face, each line of the wheat stalks, becomes a testament to craftsmanship, endurance, and historical significance. The market for 1940 Liberty wheat pennies is not for the faint of heart. Prices fluctuate with rarity, condition, and provenance, but the upper echelons of these coins reach values that defy imagination. A top-grade 1940 P or S penny can sell for sums that dwarf the wealth of everyday millionaires. For collectors, investors, and enthusiasts, this coin represents more than a hobby. It is a high-stakes pursuit where knowledge, timing, and patience can turn an ordinary collector into an overnight billionaire. Even the smallest imperfections on the coin can dramatically influence its value, making the act of examining and grading each specimen a science and an art. Collectors scrutinize every detail, every tiny mark, to determine authenticity and quality. It is this meticulous attention to detail that has created a fiercely competitive market where only the most educated and discerning investors can navigate successfully. The reward, however, is unparalleled. Possession of a coin that is not only historically significant but also astronomically valuable. The story of the 1940 Liberty wheat penny is also a story of chance and fortune. Many coins minted that year were lost to time, spent, or melted down, making those that survive all the more precious. A single lucky find, a penny discovered tucked away in a dusty attic or hidden within a jar of coins forgotten for decades, can become a life-altering treasure. History has repeatedly proven that these discoveries can turn ordinary collectors into legends overnight, their names forever linked to a single small piece of copper that changed everything. Collectors often marvel at the unique charm of the 1940 penny's design. The wheat ears on the reverse seem to whisper tales of fields swaying the breeze, of hard-working farmers who fed a nation, and of an America emerging from hardship with renewed hope. The artistry is subtle yet profound, a reminder that even in small things, beauty and value can coexist. This understated elegance adds a layer of mystique that makes owning the coin feel like holding a secret treasure shared only among the initiated few. The psychological thrill of owning such a rare coin is almost impossible to describe. Each time a collector holds it, they feel a connection not just to history, but to a legacy of wealth and ingenuity. The 1940 Liberty wheat penny is not just about financial gain. It is about the pride of possessing something rare, a tangible connection to the past that few in the world will ever experience. The value it carries is not merely monetary. It is emotional, historical, and almost mystical in its allure. When considering the investment potential, the 1940 P and S pennies are unparalleled. Unlike stocks or real estate, which can fluctuate wildly with global events, a rare coin like this maintains intrinsic value. It is a portable, enduring form of wealth, resistant to economic turbulence, and capable of appreciating over time. The right coin, in the right condition, can command prices that elevate ordinary investors into realms of financial freedom that most can only dream of. Even seasoned collectors admit that the hunt for these coins is addictive. Auctions, private sales, and estate discoveries all present opportunities for acquisition, but competition is fierce. Every 1940 penny that surfaces is scrutinized and appraised with painstaking care, and the most pristine examples spark bidding wars that can reach astronomical sums. The thrill of such encounters is intoxicating, a blend of historical fascination and high-stakes financial excitement. For those fortunate enough to acquire a 1940 Liberty wheat penny in exceptional condition, the reward extends beyond mere wealth. It is the knowledge that you hold a tangible piece of history, a coin that has endured decades, carrying within it the spirit of a nation. Such ownership is both a privilege and a responsibility, a reminder that true treasure is measured not only in money, but in the stories and heritage it represents. Finally, the 1940 Liberty wheat penny is more than copper and inked details. It is a testament to time, history, and the transformative power of rare collectibles. In the hands of the wise and patient collector, it can indeed be a fortune maker, a nightly reminder that the smallest objects sometimes hold the greatest possibilities. Never underestimate the quiet power of a single penny, especially one minted in 1940, bearing the proud face of liberty and the enduring promise of wealth, history, and awe-inspiring beauty. The story of the 1958 Liberty Wheat penny begins as a simple 1-cent coin from the United States. But hidden within its copper surface is a history that fascinates collectors around the world. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary coin that once passed through countless hands in markets and stores. Yet for serious coin collectors, this tiny piece of metal represents a mysterious treasure from the past. The idea that a single penny could someday hold incredible value has made the 1958 wheat penny one of the most talked about coins in the world of collecting. When people hear the name Abraham Lincoln on the front of this coin, they instantly recognize its connection to American history. The famous portrait of Lincoln has been featured on the penny for more than a century, symbolizing freedom, resilience, and leadership. On the reverse side, 2 elegant wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, giving the coin its famous nickname, Wheat Penny. These wheat stalks represent prosperity and growth, making the design feel timeless and meaningful even today. The year 1958 holds a special place in the Wheat Penny series because it was the final year this classic wheat design was produced before a major change in American coinage. After 1958, the design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial style. Because of this historic transition, collectors see the 1958 wheat penny as the last chapter of an iconic era. Many people search through old jars, drawers, and family collections hoping to discover this coin and uncover its hidden value. Most 1958 Lincoln wheat penny coins were produced in large numbers at the United States Mint, mainly at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark. These coins circulated widely, and millions were used in everyday transactions. Because they were so common at the time, people never imagined that some examples would later become highly collectible. Over the decades, many of these pennies were lost, damaged, or melted, leaving fewer high-quality examples available for collectors today. However, what truly excites collectors is the extremely rare variation known as the 1958 double-die obverse wheat penny. This rare error happened during the minting process, when the design was accidentally struck twice slightly out of alignment. The result is a dramatic doubling effect on the letters and numbers on the coin. Words like liberty and in God we trust appear clearly doubled, creating a visual effect that experts can immediately recognize. Only a very small number of these rare double-die coins are believed to exist, which is why they have reached astonishing prices in auctions. In the world of coin collecting, rarity combined with historical importance can transform a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. Stories circulate about collectors paying enormous sums just to add one of these legendary coins to their collections. The excitement surrounding this coin has created a treasure hunt feeling among collectors. Many people carefully inspect every old penny they find, hoping to spot the rare doubling that could turn a simple coin into a valuable artifact. The possibility that such a tiny object could hold extraordinary value makes the search thrilling and unforgettable. Condition also plays a huge role in determining how valuable a coin can become. A coin that has been preserved in nearly perfect condition for decades can be worth far more than one that has been heavily worn. Coins that still display sharp details, clean surfaces, and minimal scratches often attract the most attention at auctions and collector events. Another reason this coin captures so much interest is its connection to the golden era of American coin design. The Wheat Penny series ran from 1909 until 1958 and became one of the most beloved coin designs ever produced in the United States. Because 1958 marks the final year of that historic design, collectors see it as the closing page of a long and fascinating story. Over time, collectors around the world, from the United States to Asia, and even in places like Pakistan, have developed a deep fascination with these coins. The idea that an ordinary-looking penny might hold extraordinary rarity has inspired people to examine old collections more carefully than ever before. Despite the excitement, experts always remind collectors that not every 1958 penny is extremely valuable. Many of them are still common and worth only a small premium over face value. The real treasures are the rare varieties and perfectly preserved examples that stand out among millions of ordinary coins. For collectors, discovering a rare coin like this can feel like uncovering a piece of hidden history. Each coin carries stories of the time when it was minted, of the economy, the people who used it, and the journey it has taken over decades. Holding such a coin is like holding a small fragment of the past. The mystery, rarity, and history surrounding the 1958 wheat penny continue to inspire collectors and treasure hunters everywhere. Even today, people carefully search through old coin collections hoping to find one of these remarkable pieces. The dream of discovering something extraordinary in the most unexpected place keeps the excitement alive. In the end, the legend of the 1958 wheat penny proves that even the smallest objects can hold incredible stories and surprising value. A single coin, once used for everyday purchases, can become a prized collectible admired by enthusiasts across the world. For many collectors, the thrill is not just about the money. It is about the adventure of discovering a hidden treasure from history.